Okay, welcome everybody. We're here again in the Bankless DAO server, bringing you more Web3 demos. We're brought to you every Wednesday by Bankless DAO, Fight Club, and DAOlationships, one big happy collaboration that we have going here, bringing you the newest and hottest Web3 tools. Bankless DAO is on a mission to help the world build and adopt decentralized financial services. Fight Club is the investment DAO of Bankless DAO. We have a token-gated deal flow and investment education track that people can access through ownership of our Fight Club NFT. Find out more at fightclub.vc. And DAOlationships is a meta BD club where we help connect different communities around the Web3 ecosystem and get them involved and building. Quick disclaimer, none of this is financial investment, legal, tax, or any other kind of advice. We're just here exploring and building together. So today we have a very cool project that was brought to us by the Fight Club champion, Tessa Da. We have a project called StationX. It's a protocol using account abstraction to automate workflows for communities. I'm just going to have a quick read through their mission statement and their elevator pitch. Hopefully I don't cover everything because I want to leave some open to Rish. While I'm doing that, Rish, you can just go ahead and spin up your screen sharing and get that going in the background. So the mission statement for StationX is on-chain communities encounter several significant challenges in their day-to-day operations. These challenges include figuring out the right parameters and token design to effectively gate members, dealing with tool fragmentation by using multiple platforms for treasury management, governance, and other functions, facing low contributions and voting turnout that result in an engagement problem, and experiencing transaction anxiety due to the potential human errors associated with manual transactions. That all sounds familiar to me as a DAO contributor. StationX aims to make all of this simple and seamless for communities by offering a base integrated infrastructure for token gating, decision making, and treasury, coupled with a powerful suite of automated workflows built on account abstraction. If we had 15 seconds in an elevator, it would sound something like this. StationX is a protocol using account abstraction to automate workflows for communities with shared ownership of assets and decision making. It doesn't just let anyone spin up an on-chain, not just lets anyone spin up an on-chain community in less than 60 seconds, but also allows communities to automate day-to-day ops with action proposals and integrations with other community tools. For example, a syndicate cannot just token gate the members for deal flow access, but also spin out SPVs to pool funds, that's special purpose vehicles, to pool funds, manage members, distribute profits, deduct expenses, and allow exits. Okay, with all that said, that's a ton of information, but we're going to get the full deep dive here. Today, we're joined by Rishav and Pranav. Thank you very much for joining us today. Please let us know how you are both involved with StationX and then dive into the demo.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Chris, for such an elaborate introduction. Just to quickly introduce myself, I'm Rishabh. I'm a co-founder and CEO at StationX. I essentially look at business partnerships, getting more clients on board, and I work closely with the product team to build what we're building right now. I have Pranav with me. Pranav is a chief marketing officer and a co-founder. The two of us date back to about 5 years. We've been working together for the past 5 years. We previously built a services business together, scaled it to about $1 million in revenue under 2 years before we jumped full-time into Web3. I kind of got my co-founders in the previous business into Web3 with my experience of investing in Web3 companies since 2017. It kind of started with me being a part of these syndicates, pools. We did not have, the word DAO was not very popular back then, where communities used to just, pool capital in individual wallets, maintain records on spreadsheets and, fund private deals. And I went on to sort of participate in about 30 of those deals. And I always used to sort of wonder at the back of my head that, this is also tedious. I have to keep track of different spreadsheets. And if I'm participating with different communities, it's such a pain, right? That's pretty much where it all started. I always had this at the back of my head that this is something that I would want to solve someday. And fast forward to 21, we started diving deeper into different communities, not just focused around investments, but focused around a shared goal. And we understood that most of these communities have, first of all, a startup problem where they want to figure out how do they want to gate their community, what kind of token should they give out to their community, to their members. Should they be ERC20s? Should they be NFTs? Should these be traded in the market or not? And so on and so forth. So the first problem that communities face today is how do they token gate? And when they figured that out, they sort of have some other problems to cater to, which is like jumping between different tools. So when let's say Fight Club, when you guys figure out that you have NFTs that you want to give out to your community members and gate them for information, you now have a multi-sig to set up and sort of manage funds on, and then you have like Snapshot to set up to sort of do your voting, and then on top of this base infrastructure that you have, which is gating, decision making, and treasury, you sort of use some other tools as a community, I believe, to manage your day-to-day operations, right? And this is where we sort of started getting more feedback from different communities that we were pitching the product to, demoing the product to, that it is not just a startup problem. It also has to do with day-to-day operations, right? A lot of these communities tend to spend a lot of time doing things manually, and doing things over and over again. And that's when we thought that the base infrastructure needs to be coupled with either automated workflows, which could be built by us or integrated integrated with some of the existing tools out there, and then offered as a suite to communities that work towards a common goal. And that's how it all started, and that's how we sort of came to where we are right now.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but before you go on, would you be able to bring up just the StationX website or some screen? Because anybody who's going to be viewing this on YouTube after the fact will probably want some sort of visual. Currently, we can just see your Discord screen. So
Sure.
thanks for that shout out, Zifai.
Is my 1 second, let me just, I thought my other screen is visible. I'm just going to share the entire screen. Let me know once that is visible. Is my screen visible now?
Yep, it is now.
Okay, I was actually on this screen. I thought that this is visible all the time. But I think
I should have jumped in earlier. Cheers for the heads up, Zifai.
All right. So yeah. So where was I? So that's how it all started. It's been about 10 months we've been building this. We started with a base infrastructure, went on to some communities, showcased the product, got some feedback, built a little bit more. We have been like bootstrapped so far, funded in grants by ecosystems like Filecoin, Polygon, Aave, and a couple more which are lined up right now. In the meantime, we also had a chance to sort of be a part of the Outlier Ventures and Filecoin Accelerator, to sort of shape up the product, to sort of bring out the USPs and plan our GTM strategy. By a matter of fact, we went live today on Linea testnet, and we have like about 2,000 stations created already. So that's another thing that we've achieved right now. But I think I'll quickly jump into the demo of the product, and I think Fight Club is like a perfect use case, or a perfect potential user of the product for for whom we've sort of built this, right? So what you see right now is a station that I created earlier, um, and this is the Fight Club station, let's say, right? Um, I will walk you through how I go on to create an SPV, but I'll just start with the dashboard here. So what you see is a Fight Club station which has NFTs as a mechanism to gate members. So if you see on the settings screen, I have kind of copied some of the configuration that you have for your public NFTs, which is there's like a threshold of 75%, there's a quorum of 25% when it comes to making decisions. Um, there are like 1,000 NFTs in total supply, and out of those NFTs, two are minted. So that means there are two members inside this. Um, and there are like a bunch of other things as a part of the settings. So there's like a smart contract which is spun out the moment you set this up. You can add some fees to it. You can create deadlines around deposits. So you can open or close deposits depending on what are your cycles of getting members inside. Uh, and coming over to the dashboard, right? How would you get someone inside? All you need to do is share this joining link with anyone, and when they click on that, they sort of go onto the mint screen, where mint page where they mint the NFT to sort of get inside Fight Club. Here you again like see a bunch of rules. If you have some description coming in, the description essentially comes here beneath this NFT that you see here. What interesting things you can do as a syndicate or as a VC DAO is raise proposals, right? So what you can do is I've created like a sample proposal over here. There are different kinds of proposals that you can create. The first one that you can create is like a survey proposal, and this is to get a temperature check or to sort of get a sentiment analysis around what the community exactly wants. So you sort of introduce a deal, add all the information about a particular deal. Here we've like sort of added a bunch of information about a particular deal that you might want to um, vote on or that you might want to get a temperature check on, right? So here you see these different links. You can add some documents that might be relevant to this particular deal, and you could get people to sort of vote on this, right? I will just go ahead and vote yes for now. The moment I cast my vote, I can see this is done. And all when all the members vote on this, you sort of get an understanding about what the sentiment around a particular deal is right now inside the syndicate. Now, once you've done that, what you can essentially do is, let's say you go ahead and want to set up an on-chain SPV for this particular deal. You can do that on StationX in no time. I'll just show you how you can do that. So I am on the app screen. I'm gonna set up a station. Let's say we want to create a new deal, and we call this Fight Club Deal 1. I want to name the token FCD1, and I could set this as non-transferable ERC20 token since this is an SPV, and we want this token to sort of represent members' shares in the pool or shares in the particular deal, right? Now, what I can do is I can set rules around this. Let's say the deposits are ending next week around the same time. The minimum deposit per wallet is, let's say, 0.01 USDC. All of this is happening on Polygon mainnet, so I'm just using lower values for now. But these values could be actual values depending on how much you're pooling for a particular deal. Now, let's say so the minimum maximum depends on what you have right now. I know in case of Fight Club, the minimum amount that you pool is at least a $50,000. Uh, for now, I'm just gonna use $10 for this particular station, and I could configure the price per token, right? So the token, which is Fight Club Deal 1 token, I could set a price for this particular token. And this essentially solves um, for venture funds, right? Who do like multiple rounds. So you can actually change the price of these tokens from time to time, depending on what the value of the treasury is at any given point of time. For now, I'm just going to use a 1:1 conversion and go on to the next step. Um, Over here, I think the deal is essentially going to be managed by the team, which is the Fight Club team, or like a bunch of admins who sort of control all these deals. So, and I believe that all these individuals are like highly trusted by the community. So in that case, what you do is you go for a no governance model when you're setting up an SPV. This means that this is a trusted pool, and since only the members who hold the Fight Club NFT will be getting inside this particular NFT SPV, so you sort of go for a no governance model where uh, proposals are not required to be raised to move funds or to do certain transactions, right? In case you want a highly decentralized, permissionless, and a trustless pool, you would go for a governance based SPV, where anything that you want to do will be raised in the form of proposals, and those proposals will have to be passed to get executed, right? So for now, what I'm going to do is, for the sake of showing you what these commands and automations look like when you're raising proposals, I'm just gonna go for a governance based um, setup. I'm gonna set the rules around the same way that Fight Club has right now. What I could also do is add more signatures. So this essentially spins out a safe whenever you're setting up an SPV. So you could add multiple signatures depending on your structure. Right now, I'm just going ahead with a single signer, which is me, and that's it. Right, 3 steps. We're done setting up this SPV, and once the SPV is set up, people can start contributing funds to the SPV, and then execute the deal. Any questions so far? Anyone?
Uh, yeah, so it seems pretty robust for setting up SPVs and getting new deals funded. Um, in terms of accredited investor requirements, is there any section there where people need to sign to state that they're an accredited investor, or would that be
Right.
assumed that they're already in the group, they already are accredited?
Yeah. So that's right. Now, what you can do is you can create like different kinds of workflows depending on how you get people in, right? You could get people to sort of first sign a document and then get in. And for that, what we have is documents, right? So what you could do is either upload documents, or you can sort of create your own, a standard subscription agreement that gets people's information, and they have to sort of sign it. So let's say we want to just start and see this sample right now. We have like a basic. Um, this is currently in the making. So we have um, just a second. So what you could do is you can choose like different boilerplates that we'll have on the platform, and you could also like upload different templates of documents that you might want your members to sign. Chris, do you want to share your email, so I can just put it here, and you will get an email once I perform this particular action?
Sure, go for it. It's nfthinker@gmail.com.
So we go to the final step here. You sort of review this document, and this is like a dummy document right now. This is in dev, and this is going to be pushed next week. But the information gets appended here, as you can see. And what I can do is I can sign this right now. When I sign it, sign this gets a sign done from my wallet. And as an admin, I'm the first one to sign this, and my details are here now. This sign is done, and I can share this with all the other members, or I could create a workflow where a member can only get in when they sign this particular document, right? So there could be different documents that you want your members to sign before they hop on, right? So that is essentially managed on the dashboard. The moment I sign, you get an email. Likewise, the moment any member signs, the admin and the member gets an email. Uh, this is the link that you can copy, and this always stays on the dashboard. So members will also kind of always see this link that they have to sign, right? So this is how, yeah, you kind of manage some legal documents on the dashboard itself.
Great. Okay. Yeah, I got that document through right into my email, and shows the signature down below. Yeah, document.pdf.
Right. So now that the pool has been created, uh, people start funding this particular pool. When they fund this pool, they get these non-transferable tokens, and these non-transferable tokens can essentially be used at the time of exit. When you want to take exits, you will burn these tokens and get exits from this particular deal, right? What kind of things you can do here is, like, you can set up an action proposal. Now, an action proposal is something that would allow you to do some of your day-to-day operations very seamlessly. So let's say you want to distribute dividends to people, or let's say you want to distribute some sort of profits to all the people, pro rata to their holding in the pool. You can just, select this particular option, select a token that you want to distribute. Right now, there's nothing in the treasury, so I don't see an option here. But if I had something, I would essentially select the token. I would select the amount of tokens that I want to give out. I would deduct carry fees if, or any sort of a fee that is involved here. And all of this will um, be deducted, and funds will be sent to all the members as soon as this proposal is passed. Likewise, you can, mint additional club tokens and reward a community member for their contribution. You could update governance settings from time to time. You can change to raise amount. You can send assets to a particular address, right? And all of this only and only if the proposal is passed, right? So these are some of the commands that have been built out right now. What we interestingly had, um, you know, we got some requests from some of our current potential users, is distribution of profits or dividends from time to time. And for that, what we did was we set up like a claims page that automates your distribution for your community, right? So what you could actually do is, anyone who's holding the tokens of this particular deal would be able to claim um, tokens of this particular startup that you funded, right? So let's say in this particular deal, you funded Shardium, and you have SHM tokens that have come and sit in your treasury, which is this treasury. What you can do is you can go on to create something called something that we call claims. Let's say we want to give out Shardium claim tokens to people who invested in this particular deal. So I would just set up a claim contract for this. I would add a rollback address. This is an address to which unclaimed tokens will be sent back later on. I can choose a token that I want to drop, right? So let's say I had Shardium sitting here in my treasury. I would select Shardium. I do not have Shardium right now. I'm just going ahead with USDC. But I would select the number of tokens that I want to sort of put in this contract, and then set distribution for. I can set a timer on when does this start. Right now it's 3:37 for me, so I'm just gonna select this and put a date for tomorrow. Go to the next step. Now here, what you can do is you can create something called a public claim where anyone can claim. You can set a maximum amount of tokens one person can claim. You can upload a CSV with wallets and their addresses. What you could also do is you can whitelist an entire contract, right? So in this case, what you would do is you would first select Shardium as a token, and you would want to whitelist people who are holding this particular token, which is Fight Club Deal 1 tokens, right? So what I would do is I would first go here, get the contract address of this particular token, um, find out what is the token ticker for this particular token, and sorry. So I will just, whitelist this particular address and give it to this particular uh, field here, and I will select pro rata distribution. So this essentially chooses that, whoever is a holder of this particular contract gets to claim tokens pro rata, right? And you sort of finish this. Now, the moment this contract is going to have Shardium tokens, only Fight Club Deal 1 holders will be able to claim from this contract automatic without having to do anything. So this is one of the workflows that we built out recently, and this is something that we're pitching to Hydra right now. Hydra Venture DAO might end up using this. We are also talking to Outlier Ventures at this point to set up their unofficial syndicate, which is going to involve the team members, the alumni, the mentors of the Outlier Ventures, right? So,
Right. So,
I
so
think
this feature then, sorry to cut you off. So for this feature, any deals which include a token warrant where tokens are then sent to the syndicate as a reward, um,
right,
then you'll be able to administer the distribution of those tokens based on the percentage of the actual allocation that you hold of that investment. So if you were a 10% investor, you'd be able to claim back 10% of those tokens as they land in the treasury.
that's right, that's right.
Okay. Interesting. Nice. Okay. I like it.
So yeah, I mean, and on this, like this is just like the basic way of setting up a claim, but you can add like different kinds of rules, right? You can whitelist certain addresses, you can remove certain addresses, you can add like different kinds of fees to this. There's like a reporting dashboard which is coming in right now, so you would essentially be able to monitor real time, like how much percentage of claims have been done, how many people have claimed so far. Do you want to notify some people about this particular claim? So you will be able to send real-time notifications to people. Um, and notifications is an important way of sort of reaching out to people from the StationX dashboard. And for that, we are integrating with Notify and Push protocol, where you can send out notifications to people on Discord, on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on email, or any other channel that they prefer, right? So on any proposal that you create, on any new deal flow that comes along, on any transaction that's happening, or on any claim that is being set up, you can sort of notify people.
Nice. That was actually going to be one of my questions was notifications. So yeah, I like that you've thought of that already. Okay, so you've shown us quite a bit of the syndicate side of things. There are some other
Sure.
features within syndicate or within StationX. So why don't we take a look at those?
Yeah. So I mean, we have a couple of more things coming up on the dashboard, which is member management itself, right? So you will essentially be able to see the profile of a member. It's sort of just an address holding some tokens right now. You will essentially be able to see their on-chain profiles. What are some of the communities that they are a part of? What are some of the DAOs or syndicates that they're a part of, and stuff like that. As far as the member management is concerned, in terms of gating this particular deal, right? Now you created this SPV and you want to gate it by holders of your NFT, right? So you sort of go ahead and get them here, right? I don't know why I'm not able to add this, but I technically should be able to add this. So here, just give me a moment.
Rishabh, I think it's because I am the admin, so I should be able to add the token gating.
Probably.
Yeah.
No, this is deal one. I just created it. Yeah, I got it. So
Gotcha.
here,
All right.
um, guys, now let's say I want to get this particular deal only to the members of Fight Club NFT holders. What I would do is I will just copy this contract address and I will get this particular deal. In your case, they could be holding X number of tokens to sort of get inside this deal. You can add the number of tokens that a person is supposed to hold to get inside a deal, and that is enough to get anyone for that particular deal. And you can like
And
add multiple. Yeah,
right, that
please
was
go
the
ahead.
next question. So you can add multiple primitives because we have 3 different Fight Club NFTs.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, I mean, if you see here, I could add another one. I can add an and condition. I can add an or condition, and a few other things, right? So at this point, you can add like multiple addresses, like the 3 different NFTs that you have for people to get inside an SPV, and later on, you will be essentially able to do a bunch of other things apart from just getting by the NFTs that they're holding, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, love it.
And I think all of this with, I mean, all of this can essentially be used alongside the current system that you have, which is you have the NFTs minted, you have the treasury already. All you need is like a wrapper of StationX on top of the current things that you have. So it fits in pretty seamlessly, um, and you do not have to essentially renounce any ownerships. All the ownerships remain with you. Only thing is that this entire system wraps the current infrastructure that you're already using. Yep.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, let's just open it up for any questions. CryptoDad, I know you've been looking into different syndicate platforms, so I can imagine you might have something up your sleeve there. And yeah, while he's doing that, I guess I would like to know what is your profit model on this? How do you plan on generating profit for StationX? Is this going to be a paid platform, or will it just be for certain transactions you charge a percentage?
So at this point, we are not looking at monetizing this at least for a year right now.
Mm-hmm.
What we want to focus on is building the automations that we're talking about, right? So we want to have like a bunch of automations around different workflows for communities, and that essentially is the utility layer, right? The base infrastructure is always going to be free for everyone. Where we make money as a platform is from the automations. It could be integrations that we offer, it could be some automations that we build ourselves, and we are going to tire it into different subscription models. So it's still going to be, cheaper than paying for different SPVs all the time when you're setting up. I mean, if you look at some other platforms like AngelList, or I think there are a bunch of others that charge you about $3,000
Mm-hmm.
and onwards for a single SPV, right? We want to make that close to negligible. So you do not have to sort of pay a single penny when you're spinning out an SPV. Only thing that you pay for is at the NFT level station, which is to gate every member, and this is where you will essentially use most of the automations that we built out. So there's going to be a subscription over here.
Mm-hmm. And that will be for within 1 year's time.
Yeah, I mean, should be around 1 year.
Mhm.
We still haven't thought around how do we want to price this. So yeah, I mean we're kind of early about the pricing yet.
Okay. So these smart contracts are potentially holding millions of dollars of value. Do you have some audits that have been done? And if so, who has done those?
So we are currently in a private permissioned beta, and the current communities that are currently pulling the capital and funding any deals are doing it like privately. But we are going to get like 2 audits done. We are talking to some audit firms like Veridize, there's QuantStamp, there's Certic, but we haven't like sort of finalized one yet. But we are going to go live with a public beta only once the audit is done. So I think that's something not to worry about. But having said that, these funds are always protected by safe, right? So it's completely non-custodial. We do not have any ownership or any sort of access to the funds. It's all accessible via the safe that a creator of a SPV or a creator of a pool has complete ownership on.
Okay. All right. Yeah, CryptoDad doesn't have any questions. And I think we've pretty much covered everything there. Do you have any upcoming features which you're excited about?
I mean, there are a bunch of things that are coming up right now. We have been able to achieve this robust system after a while of development. Right now, we have the Linea campaign going on right now. So if you guys want, you can sort of play around with the product on Linea. Of course, Linea was like, we had to sprint and get it live. So not all the features are live on Linea campaign right now, but you will get a taste of what spinning a station looks like. In terms of some new features, we have notifications coming in, so you can notify all your community members. We will have decentralized file sharing, where you can sort of upload documents and again get those documents depending on different roles, or different wallet addresses or different members inside the community. We are talking to this team called Supercluster, so they would essentially be able to manage access control for different tools that you use. So if you sort of use Google Forms or Google Docs or Notion, you will essentially be able to gate those documents by your NFTs. And they were like a team with who was in the same cohort as us in Outlier. So we are looking at an integration right now. So that integration is gonna make lives easier. And then apart from that, we're looking at working around some escrow contracts, so you can do DAO-to-DAO transactions or any secondary transactions with different syndicates, which could essentially be like just ODC deals that different organizations do. So those are some of the things that are coming up right now.
Beauty. Okay, so lots in the pipeline. And if somebody was interested in using this for their own venture club, what would be the best way to get in touch with you? Through the website or DMs?
So I think Twitter is probably the best way to get in touch with us. I mean, a website, obviously. So we have a wait list. We have like 2,000 plus signups on our wait list, and we sort of um, uh, share updates with our subscribers, email subscribers, in terms of any development that is happening, in terms of any slots of private beta, which is guided private beta that we keep opening from time to time. But if in case you want to get up to speed, you can quickly DM us or join our community on Telegram or Discord and reach out to either me or Pranav. I am OX Rishabh B at Twitter. Pranav is here at Doughty at Twitter. So anyone can sort of reach us, and we'd love to help out.
Beauty. All right. Well, I think that pretty much sums everything up. Thanks a lot for coming and showing us this today. I'm going to be meeting with Tessa in about 10 minutes. Scriptbed and I will both be meeting with her, and we can feed back all this information, and hopefully we can get this at least trialed, and start using it. It seems like a bit of a no-brainer. All the tools are there and it's free. What's better than free, right?
I'd also love to get some more feedback if you guys tend to play around with it. Do share some workflows that you might want help with, or some areas that you currently are struggling with. We'd love to sort of understand those and see how we can help you with automations or integrations on the product.
Okay, noted. Well, thanks again for coming and sharing. Cheers, Pranav. Cheers, Rish. And yeah, really love seeing the StationX demo. Anybody out there who's listening, feel free to get in touch with them on Twitter. Just a quick disclaimer before we shut this down. Oh yeah, were you gonna add something there, Pranav?
Nothing, Chris. Nothing from my end. That's
okay.
it.
Excellent. Quick reminder before we shut this down that none of this has been advice, especially not investment advice. We're just here checking out awesome new tools in the Web3 space. And this has been Station X. We'll catch you all next week on Wednesday for another round of Bankless DAO Fight Club DAO Relationships demos. See you then.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, Chris. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thanks everybody who joined.
Thank you.